Hello folks, this is Audiotron 1003 and this is a special video. This is a McCain cycle track traffic light lantern from Indiana. Now this is an LED version and I've got it set up to an American sequence using a BT BME sequencer board which is fitted behind the red aspect. This thing was bought from not Amazon, from eBay for about £250 plus £70 import tax and duty. It's never been used. It's basically brand spanking new. It's never seen any street life, and the seller was just selling it off to get rid of old stock. Now, I've got this set up to run a cycle on 2-second intervals where it goes from one to the other in a continuous loop. In a moment, I will show you what it looks like inside. So this is the internals. It's not very complicated. You have the red, amber and green aspects. Now these are fully sealed units. They contain a bed of LEDs and a molded cycle mask on the front with a domed lens in front of it. Behind it you'll have the transformer and all the electronics, everything sealed in. So that's how they are. And on this side we have the main power supply cable coming in. It goes to that terminal block type thing there, and then running from there there's a live and a neutral running from every one of these units. So in this case this is yellow, that's the live, and the white ones are all neutral. They run all the way up the middle to the top to the BT BME circuit board, and that terminal there has red, yellow and green channels, so each one of those has a live and a neutral. Don't worry about the color scheme. I was using whatever cabling I could find at the time. And that little one there, that's the live and neutral running from there to the main power source, which is down here. Because I didn't want to cut any of the original spade connectors off the wiring, I had to disconnect each of them from these units, bypass this, and then connect them together using tape, insulating tape, and hooking copper wire terminals to them to keep them factory fresh, if you like. So this thing has a few buttons. There's a screw that is actually a turn dial, and what that does is it when you press it down for 3 seconds, you can then click it like a switch and it will change the sequences. There's 50 programmed in this thing. Those lights that are changing, they are miniatures of the actual sequence, so you can see what's going on. There's some buttons just there under the H. There's red, amber and green, and you can turn those and they will change the amount of seconds from 0 to 250, and that's how long each of them will run for. This is a polycarbonate chassis or cabinet in modular form. It has reinforced fiberglass in there, and the pigment, this Federal Yellow, is actually impregnated into the plastic so that it never fades. It's also UV resistant, and everything is basically as you see. The doors only open one way. They have a system where it's a wing nut on a kind of a bolt, and that's what locks them. This thing is, I would say, about 77 centimeters vertically. 250 that way. It's not very exciting to look at in terms of the cabinet. It's very plain, rather like a Peak Signs Elite. But considering it's from America, from Indiana, and it's in mint condition, I'm not complaining. So what I'm going to do is pause the video, and then I will compare it in size to the Siemens Helios street lantern. Oh, before I compare the two in size, I'll just quickly mention this is the step-down transformer I got from Amazon for about £40. That's what it looks like. So the American side is here, and then the British side is at the back, and it runs to the mains, and this thing connects obviously to the main unit in there where everything goes off. Now, like I say, this is only 77 centimeters tall, where this is a standard Helios red, amber, green lantern. I've got it fitted with pedestrian hoods and pedestrian masks, but the sequence, if I can raise my tablet, I've got it set to an Italian program just because I thought I'd have something different. So it's on red at the moment. That will last for about 20 seconds. Then it will change to green. Then the amber will come on. Then that will go off. The red will come on. And then this will be on its own for a little while, and then it'll switch back to green. This is 108 centimeters long that way, and it's about 30 centimeters that way. But the aspects, they are both 20 centimeter diameter aspects. If this was a proper traffic light lantern, that thing would make this look like would make it look like that, because these things can be about 1.5 meters high. They have 30 centimeter diameter aspects. So the last thing I need to do is to show you this in its home. Okay, so this is where it lives. It sits nicely amongst the forest of bollards, and there's the Helios lantern doing its Italian thing. And how I normally have it, I usually sit there where I'm watching TV or listening to stereos or whatever, and I'm basically, this is my view of it. And there's the other one. Sometimes I have that turned a little more this way, so you can see the aspects. In fact, I'll just do that now, so you can see what I see. Sorry about the view. These British lanterns are quite heavy, so there we go. So that's what it looks like. So that's my view when I have them switched on, and that is resting on two blue bricks edge on, so they're sort of this way, just to give it a bit of height. But if it was on the floor, it would be no taller than that bar there. So if I run that across, it would come to about there. Okay, well, anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.